There's a headline on the Daily Nation front page and, of course, pages 4 and 5 talking about taxes and lies. That's what bishops are blasting Ruto's government on. And in two separate addresses made a year apart, they are complaining about the exact same thing. The list of grievances in an address made by Catholic clergy in November 2023 mirrors almost exactly the one that was made, the grievances that were made in November 2024. They include, and these are very familiar to you if you're a Kenyan, overtaxation, human rights violations, stifling freedom of speech, corruption, a culture of lies, political wrangles, and misplaced priorities. Now, that story does go on to talk about exactly what the bishop said. And while speaking, they said that the grievances mirrored those that were raised last year, except that the list of woes has only grown longer. Last year, the bishops had cautioned the government that Kenyans were increasingly growing weary of rising punitive taxes that led to massive layoffs and, of course, the closure of businesses. Yesterday, the bishops expressed disappointment that things had gotten worse, with the government even attempting the reintroduction of some of the taxes that were shot down in the Finance Bill 2024 through the Tax Laws Amendment Bill 2024. And I'm sure you've seen an attempt to reintroduce some of these, especially the eco tax and many others. The bishops criticized the government for always ignoring their concerns, warning it had now gone the extra mile and perpetuated a culture of lies that is slowly eroding Kenyans' trust and hope in government. They also accused government of misplaced priorities and failing to honor its agreement of settling things like 3 billion shillings that was owed to the National Health Insurance Fund to faith-based and community healthcare providers. Now, these are just some of the issues that were made in this stinging address by the bishops, coming at a time when there's a new round of taxes being proposed through this tax laws amendment bill. Now, given that this is what the Catholic clergy has said, what is your pastor saying? What is your reverend saying? Or are they still trying to gaslight you into believing that all is well? What is your imam saying? Anyone that is your spiritual leader. If the government of the day is hell-bent on performing spirituality and, religiosity, if that is even a word, then perhaps if these condemnations come from clergy and from people, who they deem to be a bit more morally upstanding than them, maybe they'll mean something. Maybe if just Kenyans speak, it goes on deaf ears.